How's it going, guys? It's Jose Trujillo. I just wanted to make this quick little, hopefully quick little video. Um, while I get to package some stuff. I'm actually framing some artwork right now. And I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I think that is very important. Everything that I talk about is very important. So this is the notion that when it comes to selling artwork, I hear this a lot often from artists. We tend to go for where is the best place to sell our artwork. Yeah, we use power tools here. Pretty cool like that. Where's the best place to sell artwork, right? What is the best strategy? Where is the best online store? The best way to go about it. This is a very common mistake. I'm not saying that doing research is a mistake or that, you know, if you're looking to make the right decision, right? I don't think that's a mistake. What is a mistake, though, comes in the whole check it out. Comes in the whole idea that there is the right sauce, the right secret sauce for something. And I don't know, maybe there is. Maybe some people figure that out, you know, and that's what people are talking about. Maybe one person figured it out and everybody's looking for that secret sauce. I personally believe that that's not true. I think that idea will hold you back, regardless of what you're doing. Whether you're... See, it's our go-to. It's our go-to. It's the way we tend to procrastinate. We just don't... I mean, nobody tells us this stuff, right? Most people don't talk about this kind of stuff. So we go through our experiences. Oh, it looks like this, yeah. Thinking that we have to do something very right, you know, something, you know, the right thing, the right strategy. Where is it better to sell, eBay or Etsy or Saatchi Art or local galleries? And there's like it's almost like politics. I feel like that's what it turns into, and you know, like it turns into this whole discussion of what is the best way to go about it. And I think that right there is the problem. That right there is the problem. I think that I'm sure that for some people, some places work better than others. I just think that the reason they work better is because they invested themselves in it. It's not really the strategy or the platform or the... Some people kill it on Instagram, you know. I've heard that some people that are not artists, right? They have these huge followings and they're selling different stuff. I've also seen some artists killing it. And what I mean killing it is that they created such an audience, such a huge audience, that when they put their paintings or their prints or whatever, they have a lot of people that follow them, and that, you know, that turns into sales. Of course it turns into sales. I mean, having so many people looking at your stuff that actually like what you're doing. I've seen people crushing it on local galleries, you know, on those art fairs, the shows that they go around in different parts of the country. I talk to some artists that do that, and they say they wouldn't do anything else because they make some really nice dough doing that. So, I mean, of course, it's not just about the money, right? I know a lot of artists are like, it's not just about the money. Of course, it's not. Of course, you want you want different stuff. You know, we all want different things, but regardless of where you want it, whatever you want to do, whether you just want to show your stuff and you want to be part of an elite group of artists, I don't know, regardless of what you want to do, it will come down to it will come down to an audience, and it will come down to effort, and you can't escape that. I think that a lot of us tend to think that there is that one place that, you know, that it's the best place, the best strategy. And I don't doubt, again, I'll say this, I don't doubt that some platforms may work better for some people than others. I don't doubt that some places are much better, probably. I don't know. I mean, it just depends what you're doing and, you know, your thing. I don't doubt that. I just think that right there, thinking like that, is what stops most people. Thinking that you're going to find a better... I heard this from a mentor. He said, if you're gonna, it's like parking a car. It's like you're driving and you're going to go park a car. If you're going to park a car, you don't park your car and then you get out and you're like, oh, that's a better parking over there. Let me get out, and then you park. And then someone leaves that's closer to whatever you're going to, you know, the building you're going or the store, and you say, oh, let me get in my car again and go park in there again. No, you commit, right? You park once and then you start walking. You commit so that you can move forward. And this, I personally think that this is one of the things that tends to kill artists. So many of us are concerned with killing the art. I hear this over and over. People say, oh man, that kills the art, that kills the art. How about killing the artist? Not the art, but the artist. The progress of the artist. I'm just saying. These are just awesome thoughts from the art studio. I don't think there is one place. I don't think that when people say, what is the best time to post your artwork on Etsy or eBay, or what is the best approach to approach a gallery, you could spend years. I had buddies and myself. We spent months and months and months looking for the best way. What is the best way? How do we do it? How do we do it? You know, there is no how do we do it. It's like if you want to talk to you're single or you're dating or whatever, you want to talk to a girl or a guy or whatever, and you start thinking about what is the best way. There is no best way. It's just approach. And sure, you know, someone is going to say no. Probably a couple of people. Maybe more than a couple. I mean, I think that's what we're afraid of. That stuff is not going to work for us the way we want it to, the perceived way, that we're not going to be welcomed right off the bat. And I think that's what we're fearing, so we want to minimize that. But we don't realize that in trying to minimize that, we actually paralyze ourselves. We create analysis by paralysis. And I see a lot of that online. I mean, all you have to do is go to a group, any forum or whatever, and everybody's like, well, the best way is this. Oh, the best way is that. And I mean, I would go there and just look at that and just get a headache just looking at it. You know, just looking at, if you're like, just Google anything in the art forms. What is the best way to mix paint? You know, or I don't know, or where is the best place to sell art? And there's like 100 different places, and there's like thousands of opinions. And if you go by that one, you know, by that mentality, good luck getting anything done. I mean, really, good luck getting anything done. You can't. Not by that. Not with that mentality. See, the whole thing is that we're always looking for the right thing because it feels good, because it feels like you're creating progress. So we don't realize that it's mechanics. We're getting lost in mechanics. I hear people asking me this over and over, and I don't blame them, because it's a valid question, but it's mechanics. People ask me this question often. I ask my question this every now and then I have to snap out of it. This question is, if you're selling one platform, right, and let's say that you're on, I don't know, any online platform, right, and then also you sell on your website, right, and by goodwill of the gods, you sell the same artwork because you posted the same artwork, the same painting or photograph, whatever, the same artwork in two different places, right? What do you do if you sell both of them, right? I mean, if you sell both of them, you sell the same one, right? You're going to be selling the same one, but you sell it to two different people, right? You sell it twice. What do you do? And that kind of stuff right there, that kind of stuff, if you pay attention to that kind of stuff, that's the stuff that stops you. That's exactly the stuff. That is the juice that has always kept me with a little mentality. It's one of my mentors calls it the little think. He says the small mentality. Little think, thinking like that. And I didn't realize that I did that because I was according to my mind, I was being a critical thinker. I was trying to find out, well, what is the best way to do it? I mean, it's putting the cart before the horses. And I'm not trying to offend anyone by saying this because we all do it. I'm just saying, look into it if you're doing it. Look into it and pay attention to see if it's valid. Chances are it's not valid. Chances are you're looking for some sort of scapegoat. And we don't realize we're doing that. We think that, I'm over here, guys, sorry. We don't realize we're doing that. We're creating scapegoats. Because it's fearful. It's fearful to get into a situation where you don't know. You don't have all the ducks in the road. See, if you already knew what to do and everything, well, you wouldn't be the only artist doing it. If you already knew that A, B, and C, if you take A, B, and C steps, that this is going to happen, and perhaps we already know that, but we're so doubtful is the word. We don't trust. We don't trust in the process. We don't trust that if we just go and move and start moving somewhere, something is going to happen. We don't. I think maybe because of the idea that we have the past experiences have made us think that, but the reality is that most of us, this is something that I started figuring out later in my life. Most of us don't really get no's. What I mean by that is that most of us are not really used to losing. We lost once or twice, and then we got so afraid of it that we don't want to experience that anymore. So every time we talk about, what is the best way to do something, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to do the wrong thing. It's not because you've done it wrong so many times. It's because that one time, that one bad experience, probably based on some menial thing, some small thing from the past, has made you stopped you. It ties your hands. It ties your hands, and then you don't move to the good stuff. This I know it sounds like I'm talking to you guys, but this is also how I figure out my stuff. This talking about this also helps me figure out my way, because it reminds me, as I'm talking about it, it reminds me where I'm going, what the things that I'm doing, the mistakes I make, and how to avoid them as well. Because I'm not talking to you like, oh, I figured this stuff out. No, I'm learning this stuff. I'm getting it. I'm in the process. I'm working on it. And I'm realizing that as artists, not just as artists, but I'll talk about this because this is what we do. But just in general, this is what happens. We tend to think that there is a way in which if you follow that yellow path, you're not going to fail. And all you have to do is A, B, and C. And even if someone gives us the map and tells us, follow this, we will still doubt it. See, because we have one of my favorite authors is Seth Godin. And he talks about the reptilian brain. Pretty good, huh? Look at that dust cover. He calls it the reptilian brain. And he says that it's the reptilian brain. It's not something. I've seen some funny stuff online. No, it's just the stuff that it's your natural instinct that wants to take care of you, that wants to, you know, that part of your mind that wants to, it's fight or flight, you know. And that part of you is mostly afraid because it's trying to protect you. That's where the fear comes from. The fear doesn't come from knowing something, knowing better. It doesn't. It comes from protection. It comes from, you know, hey, be careful, something, you know, alert. But that part of our brain doesn't know what's good for us, unfortunately. That part of our brain is designed to keep us alive, you know, like, oh, deep water, be careful, you're going to drown. Of course you're not going to drown, come on. You know, or our upbringing, you know, our parents telling us all the time, telling us, you know, slow down, be careful, you're gonna hurt yourself, or remember what happened last time, you know, and that kind of stuff. So I think that's why we tend to focus on we tend to focus on those negative things, you know. We don't think it's negative, but we tend to focus on that. We're like, oh, what is the best way to do it? Where will I lose less? And I don't know. I mean, to each their own, right? But for me, anything that you do is good. Anything. Anything is better than nothing. And most of us stay in nothing. Because at least if you do anything, I've heard this from the late Gary Halbert, I think. He said, if you don't know something, you could be going all fours and you're going to go the wrong way. Right? I respect that. I respect his advice because he was a great copywriter. Those of you who know who Gary Halbert is. So I respect that because he was talking. It's context. He was talking about something else. He's saying, know something, know where you're going because if you don't know, you could be swimming the wrong way, right? But I've also learned that if you go hard and you go fast, you will figure out if you're swimming the wrong way and you're going to be able to turn around. Because many times what we do, again, is that we try to figure out what is the best way. You know, we become perfectionists. It's see, at least in perfectionism you get to save your face. I call it that. I mean, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm not trying to sound pompous or whatever. No, it's stuff that I'm talking from personal experience. At least in perfectionism you get to say, I got to say that. You know, I got to say, oh, I'm being a critical thinker. I'm being smart. I'm being, I'd rather not take dumb action, brute action, and nilly-willy, and until I figure it out. It's a great notion. It's very honorable. It's very honorable. Unfortunately, in the real world, it's bullshit. In my opinion, it just sounds very honorable. It sounds like you're trying to you're trying to do things the right way. You're trying to, you don't want to hurt yourself, and you don't want to, looking for the best solution. But, I mean, that's a great thing. That's a great idea if you're going to live 1,000 years. But shit, most of us, I mean, come on. It's a great idea if you're going to sit there and look for it and wait for it. Wait for the right moment. If you're a vampire who's going to live for like 1,000 years, then by all means, wait till you figure it out. But I've discovered in my personal life that it doesn't happen that way. That's just not the way it goes. And either way, you're going to find out the right way of doing things. In the journey, you're going to figure it out. The thing is that most of us want to figure it out before we even take the journey. So we want to say, is the journey worthwhile? It's a journey. No one can tell you if it's worthwhile. You have to figure it out. I'll leave you with that. The name is Jose Trujillo. I hope I made any sense to anyone out there. Thank you so much. Take care. And I will be talking to you soon again. Bye-bye.